The first case of measles in 2023 making a mark in King County. Though preventable, the disease has been making headlines in recent years as vaccination rates drop. In fact, the CDC put out data showing the dip in child vaccination rates. Thank you for joining us for the news at 10. I'm Hannah Kim.
And I'm David Rose. So tonight we are looking into why the vaccination rates are decreasing and what that means. Fox 13's Matthew Smith here in the studio. And Matt, first off, there is an exposure risk here for people when you hear about this measles.
Yeah, there is an exposure risk. It's something that a lot of people need to be aware of, and it's why a lot of people need to know where this person actually was. So the Seattle King County Public Health has ID'd 2 locations, one of them being Sea-Tac on the 18th. That's Wednesday. And then also over at Providence Swedish First Hill in the emergency room. That was on the 20th, or Friday. And there's times that matter here, too, because measles can actually hang in the air for up to 2 hours.
I think that's really unfortunate.
It's a frustrating thought for parents. Another measles case. And we know the person was at gate B6 and at Carousel 4 to retrieve bags on Wednesday. The big concern, school-age children who usually aren't fully vaccinated until 6. But recent CDC data shows vaccine rates for things like measles are backsliding.
So I think parents sometimes forget that we have a responsibility to our own kids and to each other, and and those things help and they work.
I just believe in vaccines, and I get my kid vaccinated.
Parents I met up with in Seattle Center say vaccines are key, but not all parents seem to agree. Doctors say a 95% vaccination rate for measles creates herd immunity. In the fall of 2019, King County had hit that mark. They reached 96%. Post-pandemic, the numbers dropped to 94%.
But it has become harder and harder to get parents to bring their kids in for a lot of good reasons. You come into a medical facility, your chances of getting COVID are higher. So we've had this natural response to kind of wait and see and hold back.
As kids returned to class this school year, the state's health department began warning Fox 13 viewers there may be hesitancy just to take a kid to the doctor, leading to concerning vaccine rates. Others fear that anti-vax sentiments from COVID-19 have left their mark.
I worry about a lot. I think a lot of people kind of take information that seems like not the best information from the best sources, and very well-meaning, because every parent wants to do what's best for their kids.
So here's the thing. Even if you are vaccinated, the effects of this outbreak, or a potential outbreak, I should say, could affect you. So you might be asking why? Well, the cost of public health. See, in 2019, Clark County had a measles outbreak, and it led to 72 people getting infected. Studies have since been done, and they indicate that the total cost of that outbreak, those 72 infections, hit $3.2 million, and most of that was tied to the cost of contact tracing and getting people into quarantine. Measles obviously is highly contagious and can potentially be deadly. So I'm linking back to more details about the measles and more specific details on where this woman was and the time frame she was there. We have a timeline that everyone that could have been exposed would likely want to know about it, because we also know when they would most likely show symptoms.
Thank you.